China is Pakistan's lifeline, no secret there. China is the Nepal government's guide and mentor, and by most accounts, creditor too. China is said to be Iran's biggest investor, $400 billion in a new deal. And now, China is tightening its grip on Sri Lanka, pushing India and its allies out. On our cover story tonight, we bring you the latest episode in China's encirclement strategy and how it is building ports and infrastructure around the Indian subcontinent. Sri Lanka, we know, is key to China's strategy in this region. Sri Lanka had to give up the Hambantota port to China on a 99-year lease. And with this port, Sri Lanka has given China a strategic foothold along a critical commercial and military waterway. Well, if this wasn't bad enough, here is the latest. Sri Lanka is said to be rethinking a port deal with India. Chabahar in Iran may not be the only Indian port facing uncertainty thanks to China. Here's another one. This report came out 10 days ago. It says Sri Lanka's President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is reviewing the Colombo port deal, a deal that was signed between India, Japan and Sri Lanka. Despite favourable terms, Colombo seems to be having a change of heart. A memorandum of cooperation was signed in 2019. The deal was to allow India and Japan to develop a new East Container Terminal. As per the agreement, Sri Lanka gets 51%, which is a majority stake. India and Japan hold the rest. But now President Gotabaya Rajapaksa might shelve this deal. Why? You have to listen to the reason being given here. Apparently, the workers at the Colombo port want the deal scrapped. Well, it's a bit hard to swallow. Let me give you another reason. Sri Lanka is flush with Chinese funds. China is its biggest single lender, holding 12% of Sri Lanka's debt. So China dictates terms. And this is not conjecture. If you look at the recent decisions of the Lankan government, you'll see a pattern. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa seems to be distancing himself from grants and funding offered by the Quad nations. In June, a Japan-funded rail project was shelved in Sri Lanka. Then American funding was resisted. Sri Lankan advisors urged the president to refuse a $480 million grant from the United States. A final decision is yet to be taken, but it's been pending. And now India's role in the Colombo port is under a shadow. These developments benefit only one party, and that is China. Beijing is securing its investments and driving others out. China's strategy is very clear. It wants to have a strong foothold in Sri Lanka and for the long term. Let me give you something else to chew on. Lankan politics and China's role in it. General elections are due in Sri Lanka. They're scheduled for the 5th of August. It's a busy time for the Chinese. Reports say they're cultivating a quote-unquote wide swathe of political allies. Representatives from China are meeting leading political parties. Some of these meetings are behind the scenes, others in plain sight, like this one. This picture was clicked this year. China has established a joint consultation mechanism in Sri Lanka. They say it is only for the Belt and Road Initiative, but its composition is very interesting. All leading political parties in Sri Lanka, as well as members of the Communist Party, are part of this. What does all of this tell you? China is investing in all political players in Sri Lanka, so it really doesn't matter who gets elected on the 5th of August. China will be the winner. It will have a foot firmly in the Lankan door. As it is, Chinese diplomats have great influence on Sri Lanka and its politics. The press release from China's state wire agency makes for very interesting reading. It underlines the extent of Chinese reach. 6 days ago, the Chinese embassy said it has donated masks to the Election Commission of Sri Lanka. The statement goes on to describe how China supports Sri Lankan central and local governments, enterprises, organizations and individuals. In the month of March, Sri Lanka had sought a loan of $500 million from China to fight the Wuhan virus. Beijing was quick to write that check and draw Colombo deeper in its trap of debt.